Let's get ready to rumble. Looks like SPY is up over 409. She's real fine, my 409. And that's what we were looking for to possibly enter our trade of the day. We got that 412. Here's the 412 call. So we're looking for a call credit spread expiring today. Hey, it happens every time. It just went down. I just went downtown to Chinatown, 1 cent on us. Darn it. Let's see if we can't get that back up to 9 cents. While we're on the recording, let's go back up. Come on, SPY, you can do it. It's fighting. It's struggling. It's fighting. There it goes, 409.17. If we can get that to click on over to the 9 cents, we might have a trade brewing here right before our very eyes as the time keeps on slipping into the future. Because right now, if we went in there, if we went in on this, man, we would be at a 5 cent credit. I know it doesn't sound like much to wait for it to go up 1 cent, but if we're doing 10 contracts, that's $10. That is the difference of $10 bills. So let's see. It's currently at 409.13, not working in our favor at this very moment, 409.12. So let's go ahead and revisit it because I have another move to make in the meantime, I believe. Let's look at it right now. What was it? What was it going to be? Oh boy, what was it? I was just looking at it. Oh, I know. It was Intel. Where is Intel? There it is. So Intel has been rocking out with its widgets out. You almost said something you shouldn't have. Look at what Intel's doing. So we're at a $29 call, $29 strike price, and Intel's rocking out up almost to 33 bucks a share. And we have I think just over 1,200 shares, but in this particular option trade, we have 12 contracts on the line at $29. So I thought, let's take a look and see what Intel's next dividend is. And the next ex-dividend date is on May 4th. So that's less than, what's today? Hold on, let me check the Swatch Watch. So that's 1 month away. Okay, so if we were to trade out past this ex-dividend date, which would lock in our ownership because we would need to own it on May 3rd or before in order to qualify for this payout date of June 1st. Now, they've lowered their dividend dramatically, as they say, but they needed to. They needed to have more money in the coffers to continue their research and development and their capital expenditures to get back in the game on the computer chip. So if we go to the abacus and we look at those 1,200 shares and we multiply it by the 13 cents, it's still, that's $156 bills. So we would get that in basically from to what would be our trade day? Was that 421 that was on the line? Expiration of 421. So that is the current expiration date on the contract. And so which, they would obviously be called away if this trend continues, or even if it goes flat from here on out, our $29 calls would be called away on 421. And we would still make a profit on Intel because we've collected a decent amount of dividends. Plus, our cost basis is either $26.12 a share or $27.12 a share. I'll have to do the math again, but we would be, we'd be in the green on that. But why not add a couple more dollar bills to our pocketbook and collect that dividend? So if we were to roll this position, how far do we need to go out to collect it and also collect a dividend and collect a premium? So if we went to, what was that date again? May 4th. Day before Cinco de Mayo. So if we went out to May 12th, okay, so that'd be 39 days out, and we looked to see, we have to cover that 410 debit, right? So we'd have to go back down to the same strike, so at $29. But what's the difference, right? If it's more dollar bills, if we add that in, we would collect $480 today, $480 today to go along with the 156 of the dividend that we would collect as well. So what does that math look like on our fantasy math? So we add 480 to that. All right. And So we would be going from the April 21st to the May 12th. So that would be 10, 22 days. Okay, so it's not the 39 that we see there because we're already waiting until April 21st now. That trade is already on the book. So this would be additional dollar bills based on the difference between an April 21st and a May 12th, right? So that would be the 22 days. So we would take the $636 and I'm going to have to write that down, 636, and then our current position is, now again, we have to base it on our cost basis, not on the strike price. So let's go with the higher cost basis just for math purposes, just to be conservative. So that would be 2712, and then let's multiply that by 1200. So it's $32,544. That is our investment, right? And then we take the 636, divide it by the investment of 32,544, and then we divide that. So that equals 1.9%, but then we divide it again by the 22 days, and we get this really low equation, but then we take that equation and we multiply it by the fantasy math of 365 days. Hopefully these will begin to make sense, because they do in my head, but sometimes what goes on in my head is not safe for other observers. So that'd be 32.4% return on this particular trade to extend our ownership of Intel and to stuff more dollar bills in our pocket on the same investment. So let's see what we have to do to fill it. We might have to come down off of that 4.8 credit. We should be able to get that today. So let's see what happens if we can do that. It just shifted up. Let's see if we can get that on the board and get the 480 credit in our pocket today. All right, it's probably still showing pending here. That AbbVie did fill for us, so we were able to lock that AbbVie credit plus the next dividend in, so we're excited about that. So right now we have this pending order, okay, of those covered call rolls. We got 12 contracts, and we'll revisit that if it doesn't fill within the next hour or so. But let's go back to SPY, see what it's doing. And SPY is up to 409.21. Okay, 409.21. So that's still probably not able to get what we're looking for on that credit on the 412. Yeah, it's still at 8 cents. Let's see what we would do. We might be able to get, so it's still at 5. Still at 5. 5 cents on the credit right there. Currently trying to go down a little bit, 409, 14, 12 and 14. It's still battling there. At least it's currently still over 409. Otherwise that trade we wouldn't even consider putting it on, because there'd be even lower credit in there. But again, I missed the opportunity up here when it was at 411. That would have been glorious to put on a call credit spread at that number. So we'll keep watching it. We'll check back. I'll be back again very, very soon. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure you are indeed a subscriber. Like the video. Leave me a lovable comment, and I will see you in the next video.